Red Bull has had a very successful weekend at Imola, having finished with a 1-2 at the race. But if we could all remember correctly, it wasn't the case in the last 3 races, and their success has been credited to the introduction of their weight loss program. Now, what exactly is it? Hello and welcome back to our channel, everybody. Today we're going to dive deeper into how Red Bull became the number 1 team on the grid at Imola by modifying their car to lose the extra weight that it's been holding them down. Albeit, this was a pretty risky move for the team to make, especially since they haven't had a steady, good races. It did prove to be worth it. But before we get right into it, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more of our updates. Now, here is Red Bull's genius solution to their F1 car's weight loss. The logic of having a lighter car automatically translates into having better chances of winning a race. The less weight you carry, the easier the car gets to accelerate. It's basic physics. But this 2022 season, F1 cars are deemed to have been the heaviest that they've ever been due to the requirements of having bigger wheels and a lot of added safety features. The new weight limit sees the cars at least 43 kilograms heavier than their previous models. For FIA standards, the minimum weight that a car has to be is around 798 kilograms, which already includes the driver, his gears, and all devices that have to be attached to it. For the constructors, it's not hard to achieve that, because they're always going to exceed the limit. Their troubles mostly rely on having the car as close to the 798 kilogram limit, which Red Bull has been trying to solve for the past few months of the season. The RB18 is deemed as one of the heaviest cars of the season, but despite that, it is incredible how the team has remained competitive on top of other hindering issues such as reliability. And just like any other F1 team, they would want to do everything they can to get their car in its most perfect shape as possible, because when you're in F1, the only goal is to win. Now, why do you guys think Red Bull is still on the move of making a better car? Their toughest competitor right now would have expectedly been Mercedes, but there's no argument that Ferrari has been stepping up a lot this season, which shows why they're currently ranked as the number 1 constructor this season. While there are no big problems regarding the performances of Red Bull drivers, their team knows that if they want to close the gap and eventually surpass the Scuderia, they have to take action into improving their car, and they found that both an aero step and some weight reduction program is key. Ferrari has come closer to the weight limit than we have. We believe that we have 10 kilograms too much. That's at least 3 tenths. That gives us additional hope because we'll be 3 tenths faster just because we're slimming down, the Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko said. But for the sole purpose of this video, we're going to be talking about the Red Bull diet that has helped them emerge victorious in Imola. Along with the RB18's issues on reliability, the car is still pretty fast by F1 standards. But they have been putting a few tweaks to keep it at par with a stronger Ferrari this season. In March, Red Bull announced that they have long been planning measures to reduce the weight of their car, to which they promised to show the initial results by the time of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, which was last weekend. Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko has said that they plan to have at least 8 kilograms off, which they concluded would give at least 3 tenths of a lap time. The Ferrari is a car that is always fast, in all conditions, regardless of temperature or tyres. Our car is more difficult to tune, but we'll lose some weight in Imola. That should give us a significant time advantage, time gain in other words, he said in an interview with Service TV. While the impact of their weight-reducing program has been felt more at Imola, its first hint began during the Australian Grand Prix. In their official explanation to the FIA, Red Bull said that the modifications that they'd made in their car were redesigned front wing that makes up for their aerodynamic revision. For their weight-saving tactics, they targeted volume and weight assembly reduction. It's also important to note that it's not only Red Bull that's been trying to get their car lighter. Aston Martin is also one of the teams attempting to do the same by removing some paint from their car, but they've only managed to remove a couple of grams from the car, which we doubt would have a lot of impact on the track. Aside from that, it's also very troubling for them to remove the paint on their cars, since it's the underground for where they put their sponsors' logos. Red Bull lost kilograms of weight, and how did they manage to do it? And why does it make Red Bull's solution genius? Well, the RB18 has managed to get lighter components to run in such a new set of meticulously and carefully engineered brake calipers. They've also decided to slightly redesign the geometrics of the car's floor and replaced it with a modified carbon layup. However, this measure was delivered very promising results back in Italy, but it would not be until the Spanish Grand Prix that we should expect to see its full potential. For now, the team has said that they're hoping that this will grant them as much as 0.2 seconds less per lap, which could be very crucial and defining in their team's battle against Ferrari for the Constructors' Championship. I wonder how they came up with that, because we're pretty sure not everyone can. Do you guys have any idea how? Let us know in the comments section down below. Whilst you're there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest F1 news. To note, this was not a very easy task to do for whoever was in charge to reduce the RB18's weight. There are a lot of factors to consider when weight reduction is the goal, because it requires you to take out or even modify parts. It can even make or break the car, literally. You cannot just pick out a random piece to leave, since it could make the car lose some important functions. On top of that, it doesn't come in cheap, so you also have to shed some cash to effectively lose weight. Some sources have said that the work and time required to remove even just a kilogram from the car would give you a price tag of around 250,000 euros. With that being said, the cost of Red Bull's modifications would be approximately 2 million euros. But with the results that they've gotten at Imola, 2 million euros doesn't seem like that much, right? It's just the beginning of what the team has been working on, and this could be the key to catching up with Ferrari. We took a bit of a risk coming into the weekend with a couple of small parts we introduced to the car, which is always tricky when you've only got one session, but both Max and Checo have driven brilliantly this weekend, and that 1-2 finish, all credit to the team for brilliant pit stops and strategy today, but also back in the factory in Milton Keynes. The hard effort and work and picking ourselves up after the disappointment of Australia to come back with a result like that, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner said. Do you guys think we're going to see the same result in the next race? Let us know your thoughts down below. One half of the winning Red Bull drivers, Max Verstappen on the other hand, was not so sure whether it was the update that had made them win back in Imola, or just a general team performance. Sometimes that can be worth more than updates. We'll see in the next few races, he said. But we'd like to chime in that maybe it's a mix of both, right Max? What do you guys think? To see both Red Bull drivers occupying the top 2 spots on the podiums must have been a huge relief for their fans, seeing that despite having a very capable car that is equally as good as Ferrari's, we all know that they've had a pretty rough start to the beginning of the season. With fuel system issues, a couple of DNF ratings, and Max Verstappen having a Drivers' Championship title to defend, it seemed like a good season was not written in the stars for them until this solution came about. With the team still full of hope that a Constructors' Championship and a repeat title for Verstappen is not completely out of their hands yet, slimming down the RB18 has given them a lot of rewards to reap, which we'll be seeing more of in the upcoming races. And that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more of our amazing content. We'll see you in the next one.